It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Clark Howard Show. You know, our mission is to serve you with advice and information that empowers you so you make better financial decisions in your life. And one way we empower you is through our Team Clark Consumer Action Center, where you can get one-on-one free advice about a problem, a question, whatever about your wallet. You can find out how to do that at clark.com/CAC. Today I'm going to begin with 2 creative ways to save money that are really crazy, okay? They both involve travel in a sense. And later, speaking of travel, I want to make sure that you are using all your vacation. Is use it or lose it before the end of the year. Okay, so this is quick, but I want you to know about it. So every fall and late every spring, there's an opportunity that's heavily to Florida in the fall, out of Florida in the spring, to Arizona in the fall, from Arizona in the spring, that car rental companies will allow you to rent a car, keep it, depending on the car rental company, 7 days to 14. Either it's a max 7 days or max 14, where you relocate a car for them for the peak season in Florida and Arizona. When it gets cold elsewhere in the United States, people flock to Florida and Arizona, and the car rental companies need to reposition their rental fleets. And then when we come out, usually around late April, they reverse it, and they have a migration of vehicles back. And how much they charge you for a rental? Most often around $10 a day for a rental car. It's a deal. So if your schedule is flexible, and these deals will start appearing later in October for booking, you'll be able to book a car rental to drive from wherever you are to Florida or to Arizona. The prices and the particulars differ per car rental company, and we'll publish these in Clark Deals when these post. And then you have that car to use while you're in Florida or Arizona vacationing. And then what's so great is today, airfares domestic are one way. You fly home on a cheap one-way fare. I have used this deal so many times to and from Florida, I can't even count. And this has been around a long, long, long time, because you save the car rentals money. Think about if they got to load that thing on a car carrier, pay a driver to bring it and 8 other vehicles from wherever up north to Florida or Arizona. You're saving them money, and you're getting wheels and your one way of your round trip transportation ultra cheap. Now, if you want to drive one way, stay there carless for all the months till you can take one back up north cheap, well, you could do that. But this has been a huge deal for me. All right, second thing, if you go on Cruise America, this is all through the year. You like an RV? You can find repositioning deals. They are very irregular, and the markets that they're good in are very odd. But you rent an RV, and there may be others besides Cruise America that do this reposition. But you can rent an RV, drive it, sightsee, and you have so many days to make the journey, and you got the RV as your hotel and your transportation. You get to where they want it turned in, and then again, you do the one-way flight back to where you came from. This one's more like a needle in a haystack. because, again, it's all year long, but it has to be the repositioning that the RV company, rental company needs. And, we got RVs where they don't want them. They got to get them to where they do want them. And you play this match game, and if it works in your life, you have that RV to use. For me, driving an RV, I don't think I'm a good enough driver to be on the road long distance in an RV. How about you, Christa?
Oh my God. I have no depth perception. I could never drive an RV. It would be a complete disaster. It would be so bad.
So I'll be parking in a parking lot, just so you know about me with cars. I have no depth perception either.
Yeah, we're bad.
And we're both left-handed. Do you think it's something that's automatic
that's
with
weird.
lefties?
Maybe.
Anyway, so Lane will say, you don't need to back up. You can make that. And I'm looking and I'm like, no, I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit that post. She said, let me tell you, you're not going to hit the post. And sure enough, she's right.
Yep.
But if I'm on my own, I back up, pull again, because I have no depth perception. And driving a big thing,
no way.
When I used to drive, I had a commercial driver's license when I was young. I used to drive a bus.
Why did you drive a bus?
That's a long story. But anyway.
Always another layer of the onion with you.
Anyway, when I drive a bus, what they call a bus set.
Okay.
It's 24 or less seats. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I did that without ever bumping into a post or anything.
All right, let's go to some questions.
Yeah.
This one came in from Anand. He said, I'm on the East Coast in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm looking for a flight to New Zealand and Australia. I'm looking to go December 20th or 21st and come back January 3rd or 4th. I'm not able to find any reasonably priced tickets. Any suggestions? That's a quick turnaround for going that far.
First of all, that is a long way to go for 2 weeks. Although people do.
Yeah, the 2 weeks is actually okay, I guess.
The problem you've got is the dates.
Yeah.
Going over Christmas, New Year's. So the problem you've got is you got expats. We've got so many people who live in one country but are from another. And during the Christmas, New Year's holiday period, you have enormous movement of these expats both ways. And so the fares are, in some cases, the highest of the year. So that's why you're seeing it so expensive. I don't know what's going on in your life, why you have to go those specific dates, but those are going to be very expensive dates. But even within an expensive travel period, go to google.com/flights, pull up the fare calendar, and see what the fares are. It says you're in Raleigh. Raleigh is not a competitive market, I'm putting it lightly, for going to New Zealand and Australia. It is far from a competitive market. But use the Google Calendar to look, check out of New York, check out of Houston, Dallas, and Los Angeles, and see what the fares are out of those. And on the fare calendar, you'll see day by day what's available and, going this day, coming back that day. And maybe you'll find something that is within your budget, even counting in the cost of you getting to Houston, Dallas, New York, LA. Maybe you could do San Francisco as well and see where the fares are. And Raleigh, I would be shocked if you found a price competitive deal out of Raleigh.
Stephen in North Carolina says, I am an EV owner. I recently had a not too great experience when I had to take my Mach-E into the dealer for a tire issue. I was hoping it would be covered under the standard warranty or tire warranty, but it wasn't, and I believe the dealer lied to me regarding the cause of the tire damage. Here's my question. Are you finding that other car repair national chains or local mechanics who are doing routine maintenance on electric vehicles like tire rotation, alignment, brakes, etc.? Have you heard of other ones that are doing that? I've heard that one particular brand does, but I'm not sure of any others.
Okay, so the magic of an electric vehicle tire is that it's a little bit different design of the tire to reduce rolling resistance on the road. The tires tend to cost more on an electric vehicle, at least at this point, because electric vehicles are only 8% of the new vehicle market. But the tires are not warranted by the vehicle manufacturer or by the dealer that you bought the vehicle at. Tires are warranted by the tire manufacturer. And a tire center that is for the brand of the vehicle, that's a dealer for that brand, that's where you take it. And there'd be no reason that they would not want to address a potential problem with a tire at a factory authorized facility for that tire manufacturer. In fact, if you look in the glove box of your Mach-E, there will be a tire warranty in there as well as the Ford warranty on the Mach-E. And you want to follow the guidance of what's there with the tire warranty. But the dealer is never where you want to go for a problem with a tire. That's not their thing. They're going to farm it out anyway. And as to what, you don't say what the problem is with the tire, but it would depend on the manufacturer's warranty that's in that glove box of the Mach-E, what you do next and what might or might not be covered.
And he thinks that they lied to him about
Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
A lot of dealers are just freaked out in the service center dealing with electrics, and they're like, oh, another of those. They're not enough market penetration, particularly for traditional gasoline branded dealers.
Well, I think he means like they said, oh, it was your fault the tire was damaged, instead of like something that would have been covered under the warranty. You know what I mean? So they don't have to pay for it.
I mean, I guess that's possible. But again, if it's under warranty, it's not costing the dealer any money. The manufacturer is the one that has to pay for it. So I would be surprised if that's the problem.
Okay. Darren in Florida says, we signed up with 2 lines of service with a carrier, and with our previous carrier, we never used more than 3 gigs in a month. The first month, the lines supposedly went through 5 gigs of data in a few days. After the data reloaded for the next month, we went through another 5G of data overnight the first night while we were sleeping. What? And it doesn't just slow down after you exceed the cap. The phone is pretty much useless. Repeated calls to customer service simply tell me that we're using up all the data and we can try turning mobile data off while we're near Wi-Fi, which is ridiculous. To make things worse, I'm a dummy and I prepaid for a year to lock in a low rate.
Okay, Darren, some of the very best plans now are ones where you prepay for a year. But what I always ask you to do before you pay for a year is that you test drive a carrier for 30 to 90 days. I mean, this full annual thing is spreading throughout the cell phone industry because they're trying to eliminate churn. But you got to know that it's saving you substantially enough money and that you have test driven the service for at least a month before you do it. So now you're in a bind. First thing I'd do is I want you to put your phone in airplane mode overnight if you're not using it overnight. I assume you have Wi-Fi where you are. It will still work just fine over the Wi-Fi. And if they're still debiting data, you know the problem is with them. Also, on your phone, you should be able to see what apps are hitting up data. And who knows what there might be, you'll be able to see what app is using up all that data. If you're not seeing a lot of data being used, then this is a problem at their end, not yours. This is a discount brand of one of the 3 major cell phone carriers. And they went from having really good customer service when they were independent. Now they have lost that now that they're part of one of the 3 giant cell phone carriers. So I would file a complaint at fcc.gov. In addition to doing these things I'm talking about, it is possible that it is coincidental that there is an app that's pulling your data wildly at all hours of the day and night. That seems unlikely. If you end up where you can't figure this out, okay, don't hate me. Don't hate me. Your phone is now useless and you prepaid for that year. I think you can pay them more money to go on their unlimited plan so that at least your phone will be usable for the rest of this year. But what a freaky, weird thing. And I want to hear back from you what you're able to figure out when you do the steps to see what apps there are. You put it into airplane mode overnight, see if they're still trying to debit data from you. That will be a good path to get some answers. But I'm particularly interested when you look at the data use of different apps on your phone. Coming up, a beef of mine I talk about every fall is how many people don't even use half of the vacation that they're allotted where they work. We got to have a conversation. The business journals just put out a report that just under 2/3 of people did not use all their vacation last year. Almost 2/3 didn't use the vacation that you had available to you where you worked. That's double what the study that they're quoting found 4 years ago. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, this one's really crazy. 6% of people who had vacation, paid vacation provided by their employer, did not use a single day last year. Okay, something you got to know about me. I have always used 100% of the vacation I had. And when I had my own, well, I do now, from when I had my own company the first time, way back, and every day I wasn't there, nobody was paying me to take time off. I still took the time off because to be a better person, be better in my family, a better worker, you need that chill time. You need that time away. So I'm not waiting this year like I usually do into November to say, hey, why don't you use that vacation you have left? I'm giving you the whole fall to get that vacation in gear and use it. I mean, this is stuff I want you to use. Now listen to this. Back in 22, the average worker was granted 13, a lucky 13, paid vacation days, used only 8 in 22. In 23, the average person went up from 13 days to 15, only used 10. In each case, that's a whole week, 5 days away from work. You can do a staycation. You can go visit family if that's a vacation. You can go visit wherever. You say, I don't have a lot of money. Go take a driving vacation somewhere. Go to a state park. Go to a national park. Do something. Not working. And while we're talking about work, a pet peeve of mine, I'm not like the crazy French that have the laptop police that fine an employer if a worker takes their laptop home with them from work because they might work. How crazy is that? But I do feel that when you are on vacation, your employer should leave you alone. They shouldn't be texting you, emailing you, calling you with urgent things.
Really? Just kidding. We talk anyway. We talk on vacation, but not about work.
You need time to clear your head, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so now I'm giving you enough time this year. You know, to think of all of October, November, December, when you can use time off. And know that none of us are indispensable. Is that the word?
I guess, yeah.
Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable?
Whatever.
I mean, that makes people not want to take their vacation.
Well, but the point is, life goes on if you take that week off.
Yeah.
But you'll be a better employee, I promise. You'll be a better employee after that week off. What am I like when I come back from a vacation?
When you come back?
Oh, when I come back, I'm not. Well, at first I'm like, well, I hate to be back at work. But then
No.
I think I'm.
Yes, you're re-energized. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like contradicting you too much on this.
No, it's
All right,
funny because, I mean, not everything's all one thing.
Right.
And it is true that when I come back, I am a whiny baby.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I am a little gripey when I have to come back to work.
But you enjoy. I mean, I was just telling someone yesterday, like how lucky I feel that when I come back from vacation, I don't dread going to work at all, which is great. It means you're so fortunate to have a job like that. That's how I feel. All right, let's go to questions. Jim.
You just made me seem like a very small person saying that I'm gripey when I come back.
No, Jim in Georgia says, this is just a tip for listeners. I've been with the Amex Blue Cash Back card for many years. It only gives me 1 to 1.5% back cash back, so I rarely use it except for one monthly small charge that I pay off just to keep it active. The other day, I heard a reporter talking about the best cashback cards, and they mentioned the Amex one. So I thought, that can't be. Mine only is 1%. So I went to the website to research, and I could not find the terms and conditions and benefits for my card. I called. I got a lovely lady who could not find it either. She kept calling my card a senior card.
Oh.
When I asked what that meant...
A lot of issuers call those orphan cards. Go ahead.
When I asked what that meant, she said it's an older card that they don't offer anymore. So I asked about other cashback cards, and she told me about the everyday cashback card that I could upgrade to. Well, this everyday cashback card is the exact same card as my Blue Cash. However, it gives 3% back. So I switched. Same no fee, same number, same everything, except 3% rather than 1.5%. Wow. Having a senior card does not have its privileges. Why would they not change me to the everyday cashback card when the Blue Cashback card was phased out? I don't even consider myself a senior, but my card was.
Yeah, it's not even your age. That's just an expression like the one issuers use, orphan card. So the idea is that the marketing geniuses at the banks come up with this product, that product, the other product, and they'll find that they're not getting a good take-up, they're not getting good charge volume on one. So they come up with a new and improved one. And I remember when they came up with the new version of the Blue Cash, there was a lot of talk about why they did it, and it was better than the old one and all that. And the thing is with banks, it's like the lawsuit against Capital One, where Capital One has two savings accounts that have virtually the same name. One was paying a puny rate of interest. The other was paying, I think, 15 times the interest. And you, as a customer of Capital One, had to call them and say, or go online and say, no, I don't want that version of your savings account. I want this version of the savings account. They say, okay, and they'd move you. That's banking 101, that they live off people's inertia.
Curtis in Michigan says, what are your thoughts on using, and I'm showing you the website, to save big money on a TV, on an LG TV in this case? Almost all the reviews are favorable.
So Curtis, the reviews are likely fake ones. So I'm not naming this site because if I do, people will say, oh, that's the one Clark talked about. Mm-hmm. They might not remember if it was good or bad. What you need to know is this is an auction site where they set a minimum price, and our research on this site is that the minimum price is above what you could pay just by shopping around. As an example, in your case, for the LG TV, you'll find the LG TVs on sale various places for less than their minimum bid. They don't accept, even when you start bidding, they never accept them unless it's at a point that they're really making good money.
Like they'll tell you, they'll say what your chances are, and your chances are basically good if it's like retail, or
Yeah.
you could get it on sale. Like I looked at a few of these one time, and I looked at there's like a 2023 LG TV on there right now, and as I was saying,
last year TV?
oh yeah, they have a lot of. I think what they have is they have certain of these things in stock, and they want people to pay a certain price for them. It's
Yeah.
really a store, and so if you're willing to pay a certain amount, then you can
You can
purchase
overpay.
it. But you can also purchase it for the same price on a traditional retail
No, for
site.
less.
For less too.
For less.
Yeah.
So people love the whole idea of an auction. It's almost like a form of gambling. This is one where there's no gamble on their part, and you may be having some fun going through the process, but you're not saving money based on the research we've done.
Andrew in Illinois says, how do you return or reverse a refund when you receive too much back? Recently, Amazon accidentally double refunded me on my return. I informed customer service of the double refund, but they said they cannot reverse refunds, so I get to keep everything. This is not the first time I've experienced something like this, and I actually don't like keeping funds I don't deserve. Any ideas?
Andrew, there's no way you're going to get Amazon to take that money back. I shared the story several years ago about the Walmart.com purchase of a bike, and they gave me the bike. It was a store pickup, but they never charged me for it. And I tried so hard at the store and with customer no service to get Walmart to charge me for the bike, and I could never get them to charge me. And this is a problem that when companies make a mistake in your favor, they don't seem to have any process or procedure when the customer comes forward and says, hey, this isn't my money, I want to give you the money, and that doesn't compute.
I have an idea.
I was going to say give the money to charity.
Yeah, but I was going to say, so yes, and then if you really want to do it through Amazon, so they're getting credit for the sales, you can ask your favorite charities if they have Amazon wish lists, which so many charities do, like baby banks and other places like shelters. They'll have wish lists for items they need. Animal shelters as well as shelters for people. Animal shelters will want like dog food and different stuff, and you can go in through their Amazon wish list and purchase the items.
See, we both were on the same wavelength with if this is troubling you,
Yeah.
stop fighting the Amazon bureaucracy and just give the donation through them. That's fine too. Whatever works. But and then you'll have the money back in Amazon's hands. Now, the only problem, Andrew, is if later Amazon figures it out and then they take that refund away and you've already given the money to charity, but you would have done a good deed. So how crazy is that? Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you're not doing so, I hope you'll consider subscribing to our Clark newsletter or Clark Deals newsletter. These newsletters are free. We work really, really hard to give you ideas that will help you with your daily life with Clark.com and the Clark.com newsletter. And the Clark Deals newsletter is all about deals that you might not know about otherwise. And these are deals we know are the real deal. We don't do unfortunately in the deal space, a lot of it is advertorial content where the deal sites pretend they're giving you a deal. They're just getting paid to list those things. That's not something we're up to. So if you get our newsletters, you'll know about the deals and for Clark Deals. And for Clark, you'll know about things that will help you with your wallet in your daily life. And again, the newsletters are free. Just go to clark.com/newsletter or newsletters. Either will get you the sign up. And I hope that the information is as useful in your life as I've said. And know what we're about every day with everything we do, giving you ideas to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. Have a great day.